Well, welcome back. There's nothing quite like history coming to life and stories of those who fought for freedom. Your children can experience that this weekend during Kids Days at Hayes Museum. So Joan Erdley joins us from the Hayes Presidential Center in Fremont. Joan, thank you so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
So tell me a little bit about Kids Days at the museum. What is this all about?
So Kids Days are events that we host throughout the year to specifically focus on kids programming. So this is our second to last one this week, and then we'll have another one that goes along with our Civil War camp in October.
So second to last one, maybe a good idea to take advantage of it if you want to make sure you and your kids get to experience everything that the Presidential Library has to offer. You know, I'm also wondering, when you're there, how do you make the most out of your visit? What do you recommend families do? And especially if you have kids of different ages, how do you kind of plan that out?
Well, we welcome everyone to the museum, of course, and definitely make sure to grab your kids map when you come in. There's a little scavenger hunt, and it kind of highlights some of the interactive stuff around the museum. Definitely check out our rotunda, which is the original part of the museum from 1916. There's a President's Gallery, and you can sit at the Resolute desk there, which is what the president uses at the White House. So it's a copy of that. So definitely a great place for kids. And we have some other interactives around the museum that kids can look at.
That's so much fun, you know, just to put kids in the seat of history and kind of let them be able to explore a little bit for themselves. When you're looking at this, why is it so important to expose kids to history like this at an early age, and especially history right here in Northwest Ohio?
Well, our local history is actually really interesting, and I think it's good for kids to learn kind of like where they came from and the history of their location. Like I said, Northwest Ohio is full of different history, famous people who came from here. Ohio history is very interesting, and so I just really think it's important for kids to get to know their community and the history of their community.
There's an activity along with this, and kids do a little booklet, and along they complete activities kind of at each stop. Tell me, what's that like?
Yeah, so for this Kids Day at Hayes, we are partnering with the Bertrand Public Library, and we are doing a story walk, ideally around the grounds. It is rain or shine, so we will move inside if we need to, but we are doing the story Follow the Drinking Gourd, which is a story about enslaved peoples making their way to freedom in Canada, across the Ohio River through Ohio to Canada by following the Drinking Gourd, which is actually the Big Dipper and thus the North Star, so leading them north. So we're going to cut up the book, put it around so kids can follow the story, and they'll be solving puzzles at every page stop. And then there'll be a craft activity at the end.
And quickly, just so that way people have an understanding, when and where, and is there any cost?
Yes, this is a paid admission. It's $5 for our members and $7 for non-members for children, and then adults that bring them are free. It is this Saturday, the 25th, from 10 to 11:30 a.m. here at the museum. So you can just come on in, check in at the front desk, and we'll get you started.
Well, Joan, thank you so much. And of course, families, anyone who's watching right now, second to last one. So you want to make sure you take advantage with the kids. If you have a bunch of fall activities on board, maybe get this out of the way so that way you don't miss out. Joan, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.